Oh, that's fair, I guess.
Yeah, it is fair.
Mine didn't sound like anything, which is good.
Yeah, yours sounded like distortion because you yelled it right into your microphone. So,
Good.
Devin, it causes an issue because it has been several times linked to the Jamaican accent.
You know, this is the first time in my life that I've ever noticed that.
Even you ever
Like,
heard like that was a
no,
major thing with that character. Like that was
I've
part that
truly
was
never heard
that
that.
wasn't
That's
part of
very
the
funny.
the main thing, but that was something that came after. Was that people were like, yeah, no, it's people were claiming it was racist because it was like they thought it was making fun of the Jamaican like accent.
But like, what about Boss Nass? Because he's like,
That's
wasn't.
part of it. That's part of
No,
it.
it's not. No, you're just fucking with me.
Gungan, look it up. Gungan Jamaican accent.
let me tell you about that trade federation, the viceroy,
Yeah, Asians.
Asians.
Oh,
Yeah.
how did I never notice this? It makes so much sense
Oh man,
now.
do we want to tell them about Greedo? Oh no, Wadu.
Yeah.
No, Wadu. We want to tell them about Wadu.
Oh, you know
Oh
what?
no!
I think we
Oh
should.
no! Oh no! His nose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate it, guys. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Wow.
This is
I
why
really-
George Lucas is at the center unfortunately at a lot of those conspiracy theories.
Fuck. If I didn't ask Reddit, is Jar Jar Binks Jamaican or Chinese? I think if you're asking that, it's the wrong question anyway, and you should stop interneting.
Yeah. All right. Well, happy.
Oh my guys.
Happy Speak Like a Gungan Day. We sub back.
Oh, I missed it.
Yes. Hey everybody, welcome to You Have to Watch This Podcast. I'm Alan.
I'm Ryan.
And I'm Devin.
And we're back. We took a little bit of a hiatus there. Devin and now Ryan have been traveling for work a lot. Meanwhile, I've just been at work. So, yeah. So things have been busy the last few weeks, but I wanted to get caught up with you guys. How are things?
Yeah, man, it's good. It's been a whirlwind of the 2 weeks. Highlights of the 2 weeks is new job, which is cool.
Nice.
Also, highlight of 2 weeks is I got to go to Super Nintendo World, which was super cool.
Nice.
I also now know a lot about sanctions, so hit me up if you ever
Nice.
want a nice little slice of economic warfare. I got your back.
Very cool. Ryan, how have you been?
Things are thinging. I also started a new job recently, and I'm in the middle of training for that job in a completely different part of the country than I normally live in. I'm very excited about this. But yeah, but prior to leaving, I tried to get as much stuff in as possible because I'm kind of hunkered down for 2 weeks with my nose to the grindstone pretty much. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Ryan, I'm gonna direct you a little bit here. Can you sit up a bit and lean forward because you're kind of like back too far and your mic's not. Yeah, that maybe not that much.
That approach was perfect for the movie that we're
Yeah.
watching, though. Keep
Yes.
that energy.
Yeah.
Don't change a thing.
I feel like you're about to start lip syncing the Justin Bieber, like start singing Justin Bieber, like the overly obsessed girlfriend meme from like 10 years ago.
Back when the internet was good.
Yeah. I had
It was
an
never good.
I had an interesting weekend. I went
Tell
to an oddity fair out in Philadelphia and then went to the King of Prussia Mall just for fun. And then I had messed up my shoulder, so I sat in one of those mall massage chairs and left my wallet sitting on said massage chair and did not realize until I was at Chocolate World in Hershey. So
Oh, no. Alan.
So Sunday, I drove back to the King of Prussia Mall, but I was able to walk around a bit after driving for 2 hours, and I went to the record store, and I wanted to show you guys something that I bought. Now we played this game a few times before we went on the air. What did I buy at the record store? I will
Your
give you
wallet
this. I will give you. Well, I got my wallet back.
Okay, good.
I will give you this hint. I did not buy a vinyl record.
Is it an RCA record store?
It's a record store.
What did you buy? You bought a poster of...
It's a music store.
You bought a cassette tape soundtrack of Ace Ventura Pet Detective 2 When Nature Calls.
You're close on part of it. Ryan,
Oh,
what did I buy? Ryan, what did I buy?
Music store. You bought. You bought the hit single "Call Me Maybe," but on A-Track.
Ooh.
No, this is an album from 2006.
On A-Track.
No, it's on cassette. Right, Devin was right.
Ooh, I
When
was
it was a
right.
cassette. Yes, it's from 2006.
Is it a movie soundtrack?
No, it is not. It's an actual album by an artist.
Footloose by Kenny Loggins.
That's a soundtrack.
Oh, it is, isn't it? Why, right. Whoops. It was. Oh, I know what it was. It was Home by Daughtry.
No,
Like we sang in choir that one year.
no, it was not Home by Daughtry.
Damn it. Were you the only person in the world that bought what was that one U2 album that they sent out to everyone's iPod and forced on? Are you
No,
the
it
only
wasn't-
one that's
it
bought a
wasn't
physical
that.
copy of that?
No,
Darn.
it's by an artist that we have mentioned already tonight in our call.
Oh, is it? Did Seal do something else? And
No,
it's
it's not Seal. No,
Oh,
it's
good.
straight out of straight out of Linwood.
That makes me so happy.
So yeah, I have White and Nerdy. Don't download this song on cassette. I think is just even more
It's so good.
practical.
Was that like genuinely released to cassette tape?
Well, let me tell you what the packaging says here. Euro unofficial import. So I'm assuming this is definitely not a bootleg.
No. Sounds
But
legit to me.
I don't know why anyone would bootleg that.
Because people like us will buy it. I will buy
yes.
that. I will buy
Yes.
2 of those.
I almost bought you
So
one.
it does show up on anyone's radar.
Yeah.
What?
But yeah, I have that. So
That's incredible. I'm so
Yes.
happy you have that.
me
Do
too.
you have a cassette player? This is a
Yeah,
dumb question, but
my record player has 2 tape decks in it, so I can record off of my vinyl onto cassettes.
God, you can make us mixtapes. Why have you not made us mixtapes?
I will make you a mixtape, Devin. Be careful what you wish for. You know what I have on vinyl.
From a rose.
Yes.
16 times.
Yes.
Oh, that's fine.
But
That's so cool. What
All
a good
right.
purchase.
each week here on You Have to Watch This podcast, we make each other watch movies that one of us has never seen before. This week it was Ryan's pick. We're going to talk about the Ryan Coogler film Sinners. Before we get into that, though, we like to talk about things we've watched in pop culture over the last week or so. In this case, the last month, because it feels like it's been a month since we've done a show.
Yeah.
So we're going to start off by talking about Ryan's experience this past weekend at the movie theater. Ryan, what did you go see?
So, the original Ninja Turtles movie is celebrating 35 years, so they did a
Oh.
re-release. And I found out about this about 2 months ago, and I instantly jumped onto Fandango and other ticket sites to see if any theaters were already pre-selling, because it was a fandom event. And I've never done fandom events before, and I didn't know how hot, how hot the tickets were going to be. So I wanted to make sure I got seats as soon as I could. The only theater that was showing was in Harrisburg. It was the Regal Harrisburg Theater. So I bought tickets because I was like, this is probably like only a certain amount of theaters. They're probably not showing it everywhere. So I bought tickets as soon as I could find them. It was the only one that was selling. So this is what I still thought up until we went to the theater. And then I saw the condition of the theater. And I'm like, this doesn't seem like the type of theater that they would do like a limited release in. This sucks. So I went back onto Fandango because Kristen wasn't entirely happy with it either. She was about as disappointed in the theater as I was. And it turned out that like they were showing it at Warehouse Cinemas, they were showing it in Carlisle, they were showing it literally everywhere. Um, and the theater that was listed in the Fandango app was Auditorium 9, but it was being shown in Auditorium 7. So like even where I picked for seats wasn't where our seats were on the original map that I selected.
Weird.
So there was that. And then the second part of it was the people that were there. I mean, it was what you would expect. Everyone in their late 30s, early 40s, like in that, age slot for when the original movie came out. And if the person had a medical issue or some type of medical need for what happened, then that's fine. I'll shut up about it. But there was a guy that literally sounded like the dude who was coughing in the movie Outbreak when he gave the whole town Ebola virus in the movie theater. Like this guy was hacking throughout the first half of the movie, and there were times where I turned around because I thought like he needed help. Like I was afraid that some guy was actually like choking to death in the theater. But and then on top of that, there was a guy that I guess bought like 30 tickets for like a group of people to come in. And there were times when there were like there were issues with the tickets themselves and the theater like taking them and telling people where to sit. So like before I realized what that like he was actually doing that, I was checking my seats because I thought that because of where our seats were compared to where I thought they were going to be, that maybe that they moved to Theater 7, which was bigger than Auditorium 9, and that they didn't like, that they accidentally sold the seats again to other people.
Mm-hmm.
So the experience was horrible. And the fandom thing that showed before the film ran into the opening of the movie. So it wasn't until 25 minutes in that I was actually settled watching the movie because I didn't realize that the movie had actually started because they were doing like specialty preview things before it started. So it was an overall horrible, not really horrible, just bad experience. I'm happy that I went. I'm happy that I got to see it in theaters again. Well, not again. I didn't the first time because I was too young, but and I don't remember if I did or not. But
Yeah.
it wasn't until 25 minutes in that I was comfortable, and then it wasn't until like 40 minutes in that the guy stopped sounding like he was going to cough up his lungs.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Cool.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
all the time we have for tonight.
Okay, modern cinema, man. Ugh.
I want to change things up a bit because I went to the exact same theater for one of the things I have for rewatch this. So I'm going to talk about my experience seeing The Naked Gun with Liam Neeson and Pam Anderson.
Was the same coughing guy there?
No, I was the coughing guy that this,
Oh, good.
this
Okay.
one. No, so I had recorded my episode of Brilliant but Lazy with Josh Howell where we reviewed Fantastic Four, and it was like the night that like Naked Gun was coming out. Like they had the preview screenings. I was like, if I leave now, I can make it to Harrisburg to see this. So I went to Harrisburg to the exact same theater. It's not a great theater. I've never been there before. So I had my first experience with this too. What I was surprised by were all of the popcorn buckets and drink containers they had in the lobby, because they just don't sell them, evidently, because they just don't move at this theater, or all of the other chains send them there or something. But I ordered a small drink and a small popcorn, and I got free like upgrades to a Smurfs popcorn tin and a Superman cup with Superman flying on the outside and his eyes light up.
That's cool.
So,
That's very
yeah.
cool.
But the Naked Gun itself was hilarious. I absolutely love this movie. Liam Neeson's fantastic. Pam Anderson was phenomenal. Like, she was the standout of this movie. Like, I knew Liam Neeson could do comedy. I didn't expect Pam Anderson to be able to keep up with him, and she did. And the comedy itself is right up there with the originals. Have you guys seen this?
No, but I gotta know. The fact that it's up there with the originals and they didn't, like, there've been so many like sequels or reboots that like kind of just are like, remember The Thing? Yeah, we got Keanu Reeves back.
Yeah.
And this wasn't that, it sounds like, and that makes me so happy.
Yeah. It has one of the best post-credit scenes of anything that I've seen this year.
That's okay.
Yeah.
This year, still,
Yeah.
that's pretty high praise.
Yeah. Because I've seen like all the Marvel stuff.
Mhm.
And one of the funniest things that happened in this theater on my way in was there was this couple ahead of me, and they were looking at the popcorn buckets for everything. And they're like, why is the Naked One gun just that beaver? And I was just like, I'm not explaining that joke to you.
That's so funny. Oh,
But yeah,
is
I guess that's what the popcorn bucket was for Regal, at least, was just a beaver.
It's so good. It's
Yeah.
so good.
But
Oh,
highly recommend.
will you make us watch it?
Probably.
Good. Good.
There's some other ones from this year that I want to make you guys watch before that, but yeah, this is up there for me for this year.
Yeah, that's cool.
The only thing I wish was I wish there was a fuller theater, but I knew it wasn't going to be completely packed when I went opening night. So, Devin, you and I both have. I know. I don't know if Ryan's watched this. You watched King of the Hill, the new season.
Yeah.
Ryan, have you watched any of this yet?
Not yet, no.
Okay, I have finished it.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm on like episode 2. Like they just
Okay.
did the beer one.
Okay.
They both made craft beer. What do you think of it?
I really enjoy it. I think it's
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the we're going to just release it all at once for something like this. I think this does what Futurama failed to do. Like, it feels like a natural point to pick up the story.
Yeah.
And like Bobby's grown up. Like, there's time has passed, and usually when you look at shows like this, like Family Guy or The Simpsons, time kind of stands still for the characters, but the world ages around them. The world has aged and still have the characters. Like, Hank's retired, Bobby's a chef, Bill.
Bill.
Yeah.
Dale was mayor for a bit.
Yeah. Boomhauer has a stepkid. Like, it's nice to see these characters. Like, I didn't realize how much I missed King of the Hill until I started watching this. Because there were things in this show that I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. Like,
what was it? The sign with Chuck Mangione hanging out with Snoop Dogg? Like, yeah, I forgot Chuck Mangione was a big deal in this.
you know what I forgot? Like, the first episode when they're on the plane and Hank's taking forever, I forgot about the narrow urethra. And I was like, oh yeah, like I completely forgot about that. But I really enjoyed this show.
The thing I thought was really clever is I like Hank's reason, or the Hill's reason for coming back to America and then getting to comment on what's around them without being a part of how it got to this point in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think the last thing I wanted to see was like Hank and Peggy get ultra political on me. Like, the conservative stuff has always kind of been in the background of King of the Hill. I totally get it. Like, Hank is a conservative character, but I like that we get a really fresh and interesting way of them commenting on the world around them. without being part of it. It's so clever. I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
I like the fact that he's in Abu Dhabi doing arguably shady things with propane for a while. Like that was fun. It was a good thing.
I really enjoy this. This was Hulu's like #1 streaming show there for a while. Like it pulled in huge numbers for them.
Oh, good.
So I'm hoping we see more King of the Hill.
So it ends in a way that they could do more.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's a skin on Fortnite now, so.
Too much.
No. All right. And then, Devin, you also watched something called Apartment 7A. Tell me about that, because I don't know what this is.
I did. So do you guys like a little horror movie? Do you guys like a horror movie?
Eh.
Yeah.
You know,
Ryan, do you like a horror movie?
I think
What?
I know this show.
So this is a movie starring the same lady that played Silver Surfer in the new the
Julie
new
Gardner.
Fantastic Four movie. Yeah, she's so good. She's so good. The movie itself I was relatively unimpressed with. This is like one of the few that I like don't think I'm gonna recommend to anyone. It was one of those horror movies where, yeah. Did you see it, Ryan?
I didn't actually. Kristen told me a lot about this.
Yeah.
And I watched Rosemary's Baby again for the first time in like a few years.
You know what? You've seen the movie, Ryan. Picture Rosemary's Baby, but way more of a slow burn, and like it doesn't trust you to know that it's leading to Rosemary's Baby, and you've seen this. I called out in the first like 10 minutes. I'm like, it's gonna be a Rosemary's Baby movie. Great. Because like based on Apartment 7A, I'm like, is there gonna be a ghost in the apartment? Is it a monster in the apartment? What's in the apartment? And it turns out Pregnant with the Devil is in the apartment. And I called it from like minute 10, and it didn't get much better from there. I mean,
I've said it once, and I'll say it again. You've got to read the fine print on those leases.
You have to, though. They'll sneak them in, man.
Yeah.
But no,
Okay.
it was fine. I don't know if I'd recommend it. It just, it was a fun movie. It was an airplane movie. It kept me entertained in the air. That was what it needed to do. She was great in it, though. She really was.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say this goes a different way, and it sounded like it would have sounded like something else that I'm going to make you guys watch here soon. But okay.
Yeah, probably not.
If I remember correctly, this movie actually plays really well if you watch Rosemary's Baby right after. Like this movie ends, Rosemary's Baby.
I bet it does. Yeah.
Fun fact: I've never seen Rosemary's Baby.
We might have to make you watch that movie.
That's
actually a good movie.
Do with that what you will.
It is a good.
And Devin, you watched the new Lord of the Rings animated film?
I did. I thought I had heard this movie wasn't very good, and it didn't get like a lot of like hype. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I don't know that like one of the comments I heard about it was people were like, "Well, I mean, if you're a nerd and you really want to know everything about how Helm's Deep got its name, then like this is the movie for you." And like, sure, was this the most critical story that you could have told in the Lord of the Rings universe? No. Sure. Like, it told you how Helm's Deep got its name. But was it a fun movie? Absolutely. I loved it. I think that more people should watch it because I want more stuff like this. I was kind of like hit and miss on the animation style. Sometimes it was really great. Sometimes it was a little off-putting. But overall, I really enjoyed it, and I'm probably going to make you guys watch it at some point, or just heavily recommend that you do. It's the exact opposite of my last one. This one was cool.
I ran into an animation issue too with I started it last night, Eyes of Wakanda, which
did you?
The writing's great. The animation style is a mix between The Prince of Egypt and like the first season of Clone Wars.
Oh, what a mix.
Yeah. So it's very bizarre, but I'm enjoying it. So I'm like, okay, like this is not what I expected. But I like that animation style has changed a lot since Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Like,
yeah,
different artists are being able to put their spin on what animation is, and everything looks different. Like there's not many animated films that look the same. Like even the bad guys that we did a few weeks ago, like that had its own style. You look at this, it has its own style. Yeah.
I just appreciate there was a period of time where like everything was animated like Adventure Time, with those like very thick, very hard lines and very little shading and gradient. And I'm glad we're mostly done with that. Like I want more creativity than we're doing Adventure Time.
Not something that I'm ready to talk about on the show yet, but I did start Gravity Falls recently.
Oh, fun! That's a good one.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, Grunkle.
You know me and the like mystery lore shows that I get into. All right, finally, before we get into the main topic, I watched the first episode of Alien Earth, and I will say I am surprised that Ryan has not seen this yet.
I have.
Oh, you have? Okay.
Tell me about it.
Did you watch both episodes that came out, or did you just watch the first?
No, just the one, because I had to get to bed because I had to leave my apartment at like 4 o'clock in the morning to get to where I am on time. So, yeah.
What did you're the Alien expert here. I'm gonna throw it to you. What did you think of this show before I give my thoughts?
It's amazing. So I'm gonna tell you guys what I told Kristen. It's a short story, promise. When I was in elementary school, 5th grade, myself and the other kids who were really into Alien and Aliens, and the kids that were into Terminator and Terminator 2, we had a same kind of the same wants and needs from like any other things to come out from those movies, and that is an alien. And they're kind of the same thing. I think they are anyway. For Terminator, it is we want a movie in the future of the war. No time travel, just the war. That's what we want. Terminator Salvation, people can argue whatever they want. That was the movie I wanted when I was a kid. When it comes to Alien Earth, when it came to aliens, we wanted a movie of like the first contact between the corporations and the xenomorphs. When Wayland Otani learned about the xenomorphs, because they had to have known about it prior to the events of Alien. And so it was like, we want that story of how the corporations knew about it and what to look for. And this is what the show is. And there's a lot more nitty gritty to it as well. But that's what I told her. And I'm like, this is exactly what, this is exactly what I wanted as a kid from the Alien and Aliens movies, because those were the ones that were out, and those are the ones that I'd seen at the time. But so far, it's perfect. And I'm not watching another episode until I get back home. So I'm going to be not watching the next few episodes that come out.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the first episode. I was a bit confused on the timeline, but I'm happy to know that it's before Alien.
Yes.
So I'm excited. I'm excited to watch more of this. I'm going to ask you a question that's going to confuse Devin. Okay. How do you feel about the Ice Age of it all?
So the very first episode.
Yes, Devin. That Ice Age.
No. Yeah. So
Romano.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to keep it all vague for Devin as much as I can. I've seen the memes. I have not seen. I do not believe I have seen the scene yet that I've seen in some of the memes. I do like the fact that the one character was like, that was his movie. And given what year that this is taking part in, this would be like a Gen Alpha kid in their 30s watching Meet Me in St. Louis. Like, that's the, like, gap between, like, when the movie released and how old and how much time has gone by from when they're showing it. My big thing though is, and it's even a greater jump, is the fact that like they show the original Peter Pan from Disney in it.
Yeah.
Like
Oh.
they utilize that.
The
Like,
the whole Peter Pan thing
yeah,
I find fascinating because there's this whole aspect,
same.
Devin, of they take the human consciousness and put it into synthetic bodies,
Oh,
and
cool.
like they're all named after Lost Boys.
Oh, that's really cool. I like
So
Yeah.
that.
I what really got me excited for the show was Timothy Oliphant on Conan's podcast, because he's just hilarious, and
Yeah.
he I didn't realize he was in the show. It's like, okay, I'll finally watch something with him in it. So,
That's so cool.
but
Which one gets to be Rufio?
Peter Pan, not Hook, dude. Come on.
I didn't realize that was like a Hook only like special.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, boo.
Yeah. Sorry. All right, let's get into today's main topic with the less than half hour we have left.
Love it.
Today we're talking about Ryan's pick, Ryan Coogler's film Sinners, that Devin and I have just watched for the first time. Ryan, you go ahead and take it away.
Okay. So Sinners, I don't know how else to say this. This is my favorite movie of the year so far. I saw it. I was floored by it. I wanted you guys to see it. I wanted to talk about it. Because of our time constraint, though, I think I know the perfect way to do this. So Kristen and I saw the trailer together, and we instantly like just watched it as soon as we could. Like there wasn't any waiting. There wasn't any of Kristen going, "Hey, I'll watch it first and see if it's something that you'll like." It was just instant trailer to on. As soon as we could. This touches a ton of bases for me for movies. I think you guys have. We've been doing this long enough that I think you guys kind of can kind of get that. So by saying that, I just want to jump to you guys. What was your initial reactions?
I had wanted to see this in theaters. I didn't know much about it, and that's part of the reason I wanted to see it in theaters, because I was just hearing all the film students at work and everyone online just praising this movie and just talking about it being in IMAX and how great it looked in IMAX. Like, I would love to go see this in IMAX, and it just didn't happen. And then when I got to HBO Max, I was like, okay, I'll finally watch it for the podcast. Because I think I knew that Ryan was going to make us watch this at some point. You guys know me. I'm not a big horror guy. This is my favorite movie of the year. I absolutely loved every second of this. I appreciate that HBO Max kept the IMAX format in the film on their platform, because they don't usually do that. So if I get the chance to see this in IMAX, I'm going. But I love this. I wish I didn't know about where the film goes in the third act before I saw it, but because it does it so well. Like, it executes everything so well. And I absolutely adored this film.
Guys, this was my favorite film of the year too. Everything about this felt like it was being like, Devin, love me. Like, from the music, like on both sides, like of the conflict, the music on both sides. I like at one point was just singing along with the movie because I needed to do that. I have rewatched a particular scene a couple of times. Love it. I've rewound parts of it when I was watching it. I mean, guys, it was a good, well-told horror movie. It was a good, well-told horror movie. It does the thing that I like horror movies to do, where it's like, right, it's not about the thing that it's about. It's about something else, but we're telling you that story through the lens of horror. Damn it, Ryan, you picked such a good movie. I'm not going to be able to follow up next week. What did you do to me?
Yeah. I okay, so I am ecstatic that all of us pretty much feel the same way about it.
Yeah.
The key points I think that I think covers all of the bases is one, the music. Like they did an awesome job incorporating blues, jazz, um, Irish folk music,
Yep.
and just uh, um, and bluegrass all together, taking in the cultural significance of music, of like how it makes you feel. Um, and then you have the horror element. I haven't seen this good of a vampire movie in years. Um, I thought the way that they were incorporating that into a heavily Jim Crow era South and having not just, normal race relation issues, but then also having religious tension in there as well.
Mhm.
Like, just everything about this movie just bleeds well thought out, planned, like just just a well thought out, planned movie and storyline that was really tinkered with. Um, what was some of your guys' favorite parts?
Like like moments in the film, or are you talking about like just elements of the
Yeah,
film?
moments, elements, whatever, well, whatever. Like, I mean,
Right, Devin, you want to go first while I think?
I've been rewatching the Rocky Road to Dublin scene almost on repeat since I've seen it. It's I love this song. I love the way that it's done. I love the intensity with which all of it plays out. It's so freaking good. But like that's not even like I don't know, that's like just one of many really good scenes in this movie that I just love. I mean, and in like just all of it. I have a yeah, I have a stupid story I'm going to tell later. But yes, that's my favorite scene because I watched it the most. But also, I love
yeah,
the very end scene when one of the characters dies. I love how that's done
Yeah.
really well. Like that's one of the better versions of that I think I've seen.
For me, it's the moment at the party where the narrator comes on and talking about music,
Yeah.
echoing, like reaching out to the past and into the future, and then you see like all the different types of music and artists come together in this large celebration scene. Like, for me, watching how the film chose to use the IMAX format in those scenes was very important because if you notice, there's not many dialogue scenes that use the IMAX because IMAX cameras are so loud that you can't record dialogue up close. So a lot of it has to be like these action pieces or sound effects and music. And I think that musical sequence was fantastic. And just the transition to the guy watching him on the outside and hearing his call is like, oh.
yeah. That was, I mean, that's an amazing. That is one of the more visually like really good moments of the movie. Um, Mine like to kind of pull from different types. So I believe it is Stack that shows up at the market to get like the food and the sign created, and him teaching the girl how to haggle.
Yeah. That was really good.
That was really cool. But then that was sandwiched with, and this is what I meant about how the movie, well, Alan, to your point, how you were saying about how, like, even though it's horror, it's telling a greater story and using horror as like the driving line for it.
I I almost wouldn't even think of this as horror until the end. Cuz it like one of my favorite moments in the movie is when they realize, oh shit, these are vampires. Like it's like they don't know what they're dealing with, and then they have the reaction to the garlic. Oh no, they're vampires. this is what we got to do. And everyone, like,
Yeah.
everyone knows, like, vampire lore, so like, they don't spoon feed it to the audience. They just, like, okay, this is what we got to do. Make steaks. Don't let anyone in. Eat, like, have garlic on standby. Like, it's just, like, they don't have to spoon feed the audience, like, okay, this is what the movie is now. And it just goes with it.
Yeah. So one of my, like, the reason why I brought that up was because I love the fact how they show that Stack is showing the girl how to haggle, which means he's kind of like helping his, people in the community, like giving them skills to like be able to use in life later on. But then he also at the same time is very stern about like what's his, what's not his, what shouldn't be messed with. And in the 1930s shoots two guys, one in the butt, through the butt, which was funny, and then the other one in his kneecap. To like, and no one came, no one stopped it. But one of my favorite parts in between those two, because they were trying to steal stuff from his truck. But anyway, one of my favorite moments from that part of the movie was that they're in the market that's designated for the black people in town. And then the father of the family that owns the market tells his daughter to go over to get the wife, and she's in the white market. And they show how literally crossing the street is the two different sides of town. And the differences in the market, how the signs were different, just showing you the era that it was in without like forcing it on you. Like, and if you listen closely, you can hear what people are talking about in the background, and it also fits during that too, because you can hear the people who are shopping, like as she's walking through, and you can hear what they're talking about. But like that whole sequence from like him pulling up to teaching her how to haggle to showing the two different shops literally across the street selling the same exact stuff and how it's separated. And then to him coming out and like, and you could tell that those people knew who he was and they were scared. They knew that they messed up. He still wanted to teach them a lesson. And then for like, so like that scene for like character development and like throwing the storyline forward is what is one moment that sticks out. Then just a visual is where I forget her name, but she goes out to the three musicians to say, hey, you guys can come in, like you guys can play. And they cut a split second after the one guy jumps, after she realizes that they're a little off and she comes to like go back in, and then you see him jump. And like that whole setup as well is creepy to no end.
Yeah.
Because like at first you like, even though they're not right because of him being in the first part of the movie, you can still get a sense for where the Smoke and Stack and the rest of those characters are coming from, where it's like, yeah, no, not in this town, you're not going to come in here.
Yeah.
And then they're just kind of pushing it a little bit, like, no, we like we have money. And they're like, no, like go to one of your bars, we don't want any trouble. Like, yeah, it's this movie touches all of the buttons for me, like horror and vampires and political commentary, but it's not like forced on you, which is the best way to get a point across.
Yeah.
Can I tell you my stupid story about this? Because
Yes.
I mean, you're right, Ryan. I agree with everything. But I was watching the movie, and I go, oh, it was a scene when was it Smoke who was in the, it was the exact scene you're talking about, where Smoke was in the shop and Stack was out driving, and I went, oh, Michael B. Jordan's really good in this, to Romana. I'm like, Michael B. Jordan's really good in this. He goes, yeah, he's really good. and then they switched over to Stack, who's driving, and I went, why does he look so familiar? She's like, Devin, it's the same actor twice. I'm like, no, it's not. They have different facial hair. She's like, they can grow that.
Yeah, it's called makeup, Devin. Like
you guys have to warn me the next time they do something like this in a movie. You have to be like, by the way, it's the main character twice. I don't care if we watch Norbit and it's obvious. You have to warn me.
That should be our theme for next week. Is just movies where actors play multiple roles.
Oh my gosh, can it be though? Because once she said that, I then every scene that they were both in was analyzing. I'm like, is that a body double? Are they AIing over face? Like, how are they doing this interaction to make it look like this? Like, it really got me.
Yeah, and I think it like script wise, it's kind of smart to split the characters up for a good chunk of the film. Like, they don't have that many scenes together that like in the first act, but then when you get later on, like it gets a little trickier. I read something about one of the trickiest VFX scenes is when they like hand off a lighter to each other, because you like doing that is tricky when you have the same actor. I think Michael B. Jordan's performance in this is phenomenal.
He's so good.
I think everyone in this deserves Oscar nominations. I'm worried that the film came out too early in the year to be seriously considered by the Academy, because that's usually how it goes. Is the stuff that comes out during award season is usually the ones that get nominated. But this came out like back in April, so it's tricky to see if it's going to actually get nominations. But I think it deserves them all. Music, editing, screenplay, directing, best picture. Like, this is so much better than the Minecraft movie, guys. Like, and I saw that in theaters. Like,
man, you messed up. It's not the same one. Not the same thing. What did you guys think of the setting? Because I found myself in the setting right away. Loved it. I love this setting.
I did too. Like, one of the things I knew about it going into it was I learned a lot about the behind the scenes of this movie before I saw it. Like, I knew that where they filmed this didn't have a theater for people to see the movie that they helped film. So they put up like a drive-in theater, and Brian Coogler like went out and they screened it for everyone. I learned that the costumes were made for a Blade movie that never got made by Marvel. So they used those. What? Yeah. They made the costumes for a time period piece Blade film that got scrapped.
Wow.
Like, that was a version of the early version of the script that they decided not to make.
Wow.
But I really like, it looks so good on film. Like, it's just, you could almost take every frame of this movie and put it on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's I knew as soon as I saw it that I had to have you guys watch this. And like I said, this is my favorite movie of the year. This is probably, as far as I'm concerned, the best movie of the year so far. As many people as possible need to see this.
Now, I do need to say something, that this is a first for me on the podcast. I watched this back when we were going to do this episode 3 weeks ago. It had been so long since I watched it that I had to go back and watch this again for the podcast. So that's a first, hopefully the last. But I really was not disappointed at having to watch this again.
Was it as good the second time?
Yeah. I can't wait to, like, you guys know my setup. I can't wait to watch this on my projector.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I watched it on my TV first, and then I watched it on my computer while I was doing other things and just getting a refresher for this conversation. My girlfriend and I haven't watched it together yet. Like, she hasn't seen it. So I'm like, we're going to watch this on the projector. It's going to be great.
Yes. I think I'm one of the few people in the podcast here that didn't know this was a vampire movie. Ryan, did you know this was a vampire movie watching it?
I knew that from the first trailer that I saw, and
Okay,
that's
so
one
I
of the
didn't see
things
a
that got me.
trailer. All I saw was Michael B. Jordan with a gun on the poster, and you guys went, "Don't look at anything else." And I specifically didn't, and thought this was gonna be like, oh, Gangs of New York, but like in
You
the
know,
South.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I thought too before reviews started coming in. It's like, oh yeah, no, it's a horror movie. Like, how is it horror? Oh, there's
Yeah, yeah.
vampires. Oh, okay. Like, I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
They do a good job of not burying the lead really either, because the opening scene like will cut to like things you'll see later, and some of the horror elements. Truly, I spent a lot of this movie thinking it was zombies, and especially because at some point you had, and I can't remember the character's name, but you had that lady that was like dealing with Annie, dealing with like some potions or some mixes or whatever, and I'm like, okay, this is it, right? This is going to be the lead into the zombies that I saw shit. Nope. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Actually, I even missed, Romana pointed it out to me, the subtle hint of, and I guess it wasn't subtle, I'm just dense, but it's the first time you see the first vampire, he like lands on screen. He like flies into frame. And
Yeah.
I just assumed he like stumbled into frame or like jumped into
And
it
he's
or like
burning.
weird walked. And he's burning. Right. And but the burning, I was like, yeah, of course it's zombies, right? It's zombieing. And then like he stumbled into screen. I'm like, yeah, because he like I like was all set on zombies until he smiled. Oh, I don't hate this.
So, when did you know it was vampires?
When he smiled and
Okay.
like he, because you had like the guy with like his neck and you saw the smile, and I'm like, okay, I think this is vampires. I think I get it. And then I think like the next kill was very obvious. It was like,
Oh, yeah.
right, right. And then they started eating garlic, and I'm like, all right, get it. But again, I love that like Romana called it out, because she's like, how did you not get it from him needing permission to get into their house?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
they did it so naturally and smoothly that it didn't even register to me that he was asking permission to come in.
Yeah, and there's that whole part of the beginning where they're describing like the different legends of
Yeah.
in the different cultures and what they call them, and it's not, they don't ever say vampires until oh shit, it's vampires. Like it's like there's
That's
that
what they were
moment.
talking about.
Yeah.
So well done. So incredibly well done. Damn.
Yeah. The I remember in the trailer there was a flash of someone with red eyes, like a split second. And so there was a flash of someone with red eyes, and I think I saw someone in the trailer when there was like a fight scene, someone in the background or off to the side had a stake in their hands. Like it wasn't up front and center. Like you had to be looking for it. And because I like vampires, I see stuff that's related to vampires easily because I guess it's something that I subconsciously look for. When I see trailers for like stuff that I like, I kind of like notice. And like when so we were done watching the trailer and like Kristen was like, "This looks really good," and I was like, "Yeah, I think I might have vampires." And she was like, "What?" I'm like, "I think there might be vampires in this. We need to watch this because this looks really good, and there might be vampires." And
Thanks.
so like, yeah, so like as soon as it was available, we watched it, and it was like when he showed up at those people's house on the farm, and like it was the whole thing about like him landing, him burning, and then he was like, "Oh, can I come in?" And they were like, "Oh," but then like, he wasn't like just walking in, like he was waiting for permission. And I'm like, "Oh my God, yes, these are vampires." And then the Native Americans showed up, and I want this movie is going to be fine if there's no sequel or prequel. This is a movie that can stand on its own. It doesn't need any additional storytelling. But if they decide that they want to, and Ryan's part of it, I really want a prequel of the Native Americans dealing with him. If there is to be anything, that's what I would want. But this guy, this team seems talented enough that if they do a sequel, some other type of storyline revolving around some of the same characters or maybe just in the same world, I'll probably like it just as much as long as it's at this level.
I I'm interested. Like one of the things that stuck with me was the last scene of the movie where it's in the future, in the 80s, and Stack and Mary show up and talk to Sammy, and like the line that stuck with me the most was, "You know something? Maybe once a week I wake up paralyzed with living that night, but before the sun went down, I think that was the best day of my life." And I'm like, you know what? I can see that. Like, that's what this is. It's like a day in the life of, like, and it is, like, the best day for all of them up until the sun goes down. And then Stack says, "No doubt about it, last time I seen my brother, last time I seen the sun, and just for a few hours, we was free." It's like, yes, like, it's
really good.
Yeah. I would like to see, like, Stack and Mary in different time periods and seeing, like, you can do a more modern take on this with those characters. Maybe not have them be the focus of it, but maybe them having them be adjacent. But having only really seen Ryan Coogler do Marvel stuff or Creed before this, I'd much rather see him do something else original. Like, if this is all we get for Sinners, I'm okay with it. One of the things that I really like that he did with this movie is his contract for it. Have you guys heard about this?
No, tell me.
No.
So one of the deals he made with Warner Brothers is for the rights for this film after, I think it's 25 years. Let me just get the... Yeah. So Ryan Coogler made a deal that in 2050, he owns the film. Like, all the rights divert back to him.
Like that.
Warner Brothers won't own it. He'll own it. It's a very Taylor Swift move to make. Like,
fine.
So he will have, like, the distribution rights. He'll own the story, the characters. All elements of this film will go back to him.
That's very cool. Good for him.
Which I think is something that when you start getting these more original ideas, that's something we're going to keep seeing.
I like that, though. I appreciate that, because if this means that we get more original ideas and more things that are willing to play with the genre that they're in, like this does, I want that.
Yeah. I was listening to a podcast. I know we got to wrap this up here soon. I was listening to a podcast today with James Gunn talking about Peacemaker and Superman, but he was talking about how good of a year Warner Brothers has had so far. I'm just going to list off some of the films that Warner Brothers has released this year. Companion was theirs, which we did pretty well. We've covered that in the podcast. Mickey 17 was kind of a flop, but I've heard decent things about it. The Alto Knights, which was De Niro playing against De Niro type thing. It's kind of like the Sinners with De Niro. That didn't do great. A Minecraft movie was huge. Sinners was huge. Accountant 2 did okay. Final Destination Bloodlines. F1, Superman. Now Weapons is in theaters. They're having a pretty decent year. Yeah, so there's like at the end of this year, HBO Max is gonna have some great things to watch.
Listen, I get that I'm like Disney Devin, but I'm so glad it's not Disney this year. Like, just pulling in the big numbers with like Marvel movies again. Like, this is so good to see.
I mean, the Marvel movies have been pulling in that money opening weekends, but then after that, they've just been dropping off.
Yeah, they have.
Not to say that's there's a lack in quality there. I think Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four are some of the better Marvel movies since Endgame, but the audience just isn't there for it. And then, like, Superman, it's been making money, but it's already on digital because Peacemaker comes out this week. So Was I tempted to buy it and watch it in my basement? Yes. Did I? No.
Good for you, man. I appreciate the restraint.
For now. But yeah, that's all I've got on Sinners.
That's all I got. It was awesome.
That's all I got too.
All right.
I'm just glad that you guys liked it as much as I did.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, so much.
So next week's going to be a little bit different. Next week will just be Devin and I, which Devin and I have rarely done a duo show.
I miss it.
It's usually me that is not available, but Ryan's not going to be available next week. So we're still figuring out what that's going to look like exactly. So if you want to know, stay tuned on our social medias, and we'll post it there. And we'll be back here next Tuesday to talk about whatever we're going to talk about.
Perfect.
Yeah. Until next time for You Have to Watch This podcast, I'm Alan.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Devin.
And we'll see you next week.